and many things. And I left to think of myself, first and foremost, as a dreamer. A couple of years ago, I came across Life. I think it was a TED Talk again on YouTube. And it said something really profound, in that speech that I never forgot. He said, and it's an African proverb, a child that is not embraced like a village will burn it down for its want. And I never stopped thinking about it because at the time I was researching very deeply to find the right language to communicate the value of chess and the work that I do to other people. And it felt like screaming in the void because a lot of people are very deeply selfish. And with time we come to learn that empathy is a gift that a lot of people do not have. So people do not understand the essence of doing work that doesn't serve your personal interests. And I found someone who cared very deeply about ensuring that every child had that sense of belonging to a community. Because if you don't give them that room to thrive, they will have a lot of hate and anger in their hearts for society. And they will become a liability to that future that we constantly dream of. So my speech today is thinking the future that includes all of us. And we're all gathered here today to talk about innovation across borders. And this incredible organization, Chess Community, is creating a sense of belonging for thousands of young people. And that is what I'm deeply passionate about as well. Because I believe very deeply that every child must be allowed to happen. Because every child that is turned down signifies a piece of our future that we're neglecting. So they must be allowed to happen in a way that they get to understand and live their truest potential. Imagine all the people that have changed the world. Imagine the scientists, the people that have created technology, the person that created electricity. Imagine if they were never allowed to happen. Our world would have gone in darkness. I will pay the price for not allowing that child to happen in their formative years. Now, how do we build a future that includes all of us? A future that doesn't exclude anyone because of their background, the color of the skin, where they're from. But a future where every child, every young person can be defined by their own abilities, by their competence. I'll tell you a bit of my story and how I got here. This is my first time in America, so really excited about it. I'm from Nigeria. And contrary to the Nigerian press jokes, Nigeria is a beautiful country with a lot of incredible people, young people that are doing meaningful work. I grew up in a small place in Nigeria called Ikorodu. It's a really small slum community. And we didn't have access to a lot of things. When I was 10, I had just completed my primary school education. My parents called me and said, listen, you cannot go to school anymore. You have to drop out and support the family. Because education is such a long-term investment. And the reality of poverty is people need to survive. People need to worry about the next meal. So there was no long-term thinking for that future that we cannot see. So you have to do something right now so the family can survive. And it was such a hard conversation because I was still really young and I didn't understand what I did for my future. So I said, okay, I'll do what I can to support the family. And it was a really hard time because I couldn't go to school for 2 years. But someday, in a barber shop, I found chess. And it was a barber shop where you have video games. And kids that should be in school would go there to play video games. And I would just wonder, like, these kids, they have the opportunity that I didn't have, but they're wasting it rather than being in school to learn. They're playing video games and just wasting their time. And on one of those days, the barber brought a small plastic chess set. And that was the first time I ever saw a chess one. what is this? And they would tell me, oh, this is a pawn. I'll say, pawn? No, it's a pawn. So how does the pawn move? And I would say, oh, you're too young, just watch. And I would just keep watching that. And by watching, I was able to pick up the rules of the game. And I was able to learn about the knights, the bishops, the queen, and the king. And I was deeply fascinated by this game for a lot of reasons. First, because I was drawn to the way the pieces were carved. And it felt like something that was so intricately designed. And the second thing that really drew me to chess was, and the Baba will always say this, like, chess is the one game that gives you the opportunity to control your own outcomes. So there's no element of luck. And that was something I needed to know as a young 10-year-old kid from Slums Africa that had never seen the world, that had very little exposure. We lived in extreme poverty, and my life trajectory was already defined by my parents' poverty. And that is the true reality of poverty, right? That you're born into a family, and your life just takes on this trajectory where you have very limited opportunities because you missed out on that lottery of birth. But for the first time, the Bible told me that if I could play chess and work hard and study, and if I could play good moves on the board, I would win. When I play bad moves, I'd lose. And I could directly influence the outcome of every game, depending on the kind of moves that I played.